This is the brand new Sandmarc Ring Light that is completely portable. You can charge it and not even need to use cables. Sits alone on a flat stand that's built into the light on your desk or wherever you are in the world. And I'll also be reviewing how this works in combination with their very flexible and adaptable tripod as well. So let's take a look at the specs and features and how this works and the quality of these products. Now, one of the things I love about Sandmarc as a company is that they're really well branded and their packaging is second to none. Now with this you get a plug which has a cable that can come in and out of it, so if you're in the UK for example, you can just use the USB end of the cable and then the USB-C to put into the actual ring light itself to charge. So it's very easy, very simple to use. The phone clamp that comes with the Sandmarc ring light as well is very simple, very easy to use, very robust as well. Everything in this is very, very strongly and well built. Now it's got a shoe mount so you can put it onto the cold shoe of the ring light on the bottom, and it's got a cold shoe mount at the top so you can add your microphone, which is of course very, very important when you're vlogging and using these microphones for YouTube. Now the actual ring light itself has got a standalone bottom to it, so you can actually place it on a desk somewhere very, very flat. And then you've got the panel at the back where you've got the various buttons. As you can see here, I've plugged the USB into my actual UK plug. The red light is on the back when it's charging and it goes green on this when it is fully charged and ready to use. Now looking at the panel at the back here, you just turn it on very simply, very easily. And when that light comes on, you can see on the screen we've got a mode button. When you press the M button, mode button, it changes from color temperature at the top to the brightness at the bottom. The color temperature can change by 10 Kelvin at a time, and it goes from 3000, which is a warm color temperature, to 6500. At the bottom, you've got a 1/4 inch thread here, so you can attach it literally to any tripod whatsoever. So if you don't want to have it just placed on the bottom, you can use it with a tripod. Now the phone clamp here, as we can see, slots on very, very easily once you've unlocked it there, and you've got the whole thing ready to go. Super quick to set up, super convenient, and it's so portable as well, you can carry this anywhere. It's also important to note that the phone clamp that comes with this ring light is spring-loaded as well. Now the tripod, which comes separately but is well worth buying, I have to say, is really, really compact and really well made. Now it weighs about 1.65 pounds and a capacity that it can hold is 6.5 pounds, so super, super strong for its size. It's made of aluminium as well, so you know it's really strong. It's got a spirit level, a ball head on top, so you can actually maneuver your phone into any angle that you want. So if you want to use this for more product shots, that kind of thing as well, you can use that. The quick release plate, obviously super easy to use. Then you put your phone clamp on, and you can, if you don't want to use the phone clamp, use your ring light. So this is it all in one. Looks really smart, really professional, and it costs about £200 overall. So the tripod costs around $99.99, and the ring light itself cost around $99.99. So it is a fairly pricey setup, but you're better off buying something that's really professional and really good only once than buying something really cheap and keep buying cheap things again and again and again. So it's a really, really slick setup. Now, whilst it's not very practical to use the ring light at 90 degrees, you can use your phone at 90 degrees if you're shooting outside for your vlogging, etc. Okay, so right now I'm using the front camera of the smartphone, which is what I normally would advise against, but for the purpose of this tutorial I found this the most helpful. And I have to say the light is doing a really good job. It's still a little bit harsh, but that's coming from a filmmaker's perspective. Right now it's doing a really good job of lighting me up. It's the only light in the room bar this little one behind me. So it's really making a big, big difference. And you can see the catch light of the ring light in my eye. It's really portable, it's really easy to use. It's super quick to set up, and it's really ideal if you want something that's really, really convenient. The tripod by Sandmarc as well is absolutely fantastic, super adjustable. So the combo of this really portable ring light is absolutely fantastic with the flexibility of this mini tripod. And I have to say, it's a really quick, easy setup. It's also really easy to use a microphone with this setup as well. I'm using the Rode Wireless Go, which is one of these bad boys. So I've got one of these on top of the phone right now, and it's picking up really good sound. With the ring light, it works together as one package really, really well. Now I want to show you how this looks with different color temperatures on my face. So right now you're looking at 3000 Kelvin, which is sort of candlelight temperature, really warm color for your ring light here. And I have to say it looks really nice. It's a nice glowing feel. Now this color temperature is 5600 Kelvin, which is daylight color temperature. So this is the one that you'd probably be most using. It's a really nice flattering light. It's not as harsh as I was expecting actually as you get more and more to daylight temperature. And it's, as you can see, looks really, really good for any kind of vlogging. And this is of course, again, with all the lights turned off. This will be more subtle if you were just to have the curtains open in front of you. Now this is 6500 Kelvin, so this is really bright daylight, almost going into moonlight, but closer to daylight. And again, it works really well. It depends on your taste and what kind of color temperature you want to use and how you want yourself to look. If you're doing like a beauty vlog, then you probably would want something a bit more flattering than a brighter light. And the three main color temperatures that you'll be using are 3000, which is the warmest, 5600, which is daylight temperature, and 6500 for a slightly brighter, slightly whiter color. Now, if you like the look of this tripod and ring light combination, then do check out the link in the description down below. I do make a small percentage off of purchases made there, but it does go straight back into helping me make these YouTube channel videos. Now let me take you through the different brightness percentages so you can see which level of brightness would be useful for you with the Sandmarc ring light. So this is the ring light at 6500 Kelvin color temperature, and it's at 25% brightness. So clearly 25% brightness is not something you're likely to be using. Now this is 50% brightness at 6500 Kelvin, and to be honest, it's still too dark, so let's brighten it up and see what's going to work in a dark environment like this. So this is 75% brightness at 6500 color temperature, and I have to say this is getting much better, much closer to what we want, but it's probably still not bright enough for your needs. Now this is at 100% brightness, so I would suggest if you're going to use any ring light to use 100% brightness. It's not a huge panel light like I would use for filmmaking. So for vlogging, YouTubing, that kind of thing, I would say 100% is definitely the kind of brightness that you want to go for using a Sandmarc ring light. Now I've got my windows behind the ring light in front of me, and it's broad daylight, so it's 56,000 color temperature outside. Now what I want to do is see how the brightness of this ring light looks with daylight already in the room as opposed to being in a dark room. So currently this is me with the ring light off, it's just the daylight coming through the windows behind me. So if I press the light on now, that's the difference it makes. So it's a subtle difference, but it is a really nice difference when you're in front of a window. This is only at 50% brightness of the light. So if we go to 100% after we turn it off for a moment. So now this is with the light off, this is the light with it being at 100% brightness. So it does actually make quite a big difference if you've got it at 100% brightness, even in daytime. So it's a really strong and powerful light. It's got a nice sort of diffusion case to the front of it as well, so it's softer than I was expecting, which is a really key thing. So if you've got no diffusion on your light, it's going to give you really harsh lighting and make you look awful. So whilst this is perhaps a little bit harsher than what I'd use for film lighting, for vlogging, that kind of purpose, it's really good. Now in terms of potential setbacks with this ring light and tripod combination, there really is almost none. The only thing I would pick out is that it'd be nice to have the button functions on the front of the ring light, because I'm always leaning forward like this, trying to play with things and settings, or I have to lean completely over to look at the settings and change them. It'd be really nice to have it on the front of the ring light base, so that you can then use it really easily and change your functions and your buttons, your brightness, with just an ease of movement. But honestly, apart from that, it's pretty damn good. Now if you want to up your game even more, I would suggest you check out my review of Sandmarc's telephoto lens right here, right now. It's hugely cinematic, it gives you a lot of depth to your shots, and I was supremely impressed with it.